Alright, Unit 4 Study Guide problem number 3. We start off with this super crazy looking triangle, ACB, and we would like to find the length of BD, which, as we will recall, is the angle bisector of angle ABC. So before I do anything, I want to go through and label this triangle with the information we are given. We're told that AB equals 12. We're told that BE equals 7, and we're told that EC equals 14, and finally AD equals 9. Sweet, now I can get going. Again, this is a hard problem. I think number 2 and number 3 are probably the hardest on this study guide. So if you got those, yay for you, you're awesome. But when I do this problem, again, I always try and break my triangle apart into the important triangles that I'm looking at. And often the hardest part in doing these problems is knowing where to look and what triangles to look at. But I do know in this unit we talked about some special properties that happen when you get when you have angle bisectors. So I'm looking at this and I see that we have two different angle bisectors in this problem. So I'm kind of thinking already that I'm probably going to be using those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw my two triangles, focusing on the triangles that have those angle bisectors in them. So I'm going to redraw them, and they're going to look like this. Now notice that on the bigger triangle, on side BC, I wrote that as 21 instead of 7 and 14 separately. Also notice that I labeled DC as X in both triangles, and I labeled BD as Y in both triangles because I don't know either of those. I want to figure them out. In order to do that, I first want to try and see if I can figure out what X is, and we'll see why in a moment why I need to do that. So if you recall from chapter 11.4 in this unit, we have a property that says if you have an angle bisector, the side opposite of the angle bisector gets split into two pieces that will be in the same ratio as the sides that make up the angle of the angle bisector, which is again just a super convoluted, crazy way of saying we can set up this proportion. We can do x over 21 equals 9 over 12. And again, by multiplying by 21 on both sides, moving it up, we get x equals 21 times 9 divided by 12, which will simplify as 15.75. So now I'm going to go ahead and write that into these problems, replacing x with 15.75, because now that I found it, I can use it to find y. Now looking at my second triangle, this time, notice again, I have an angle bisector, so we can use that same conjecture and set up the super duper D awesome proportion y over 7, boo to boo, equals 15.75 over 14. And again, now just go ahead and multiply both sides by 7 to get y by itself, and you will find that y equals 7 times 15.75 divided by 14, which will simplify as y equals 7.875. So throw the confetti in the air. We're done. We found that BD equals 7.875. Yay!